Hi, this is Kim White with the My Sexy Business team. I'm here with my sweet co-host Coni Meyers of Crystalline Moments Publishing Company and all kinds of other stuff. Kick butt leadership. She's like got it all going on. But we are kicking off the Hope to Hope Conference July 2018. I am thrilled that you are with us. I am thrilled to be here for the fourth official. This is our fifth one, but it's our fourth official under the name Hope to Hope Conference. So thank you for being with me, Miss Connie.
Oh, you know I love doing this with you, so I'm happy to be here.
Well, for those of you who have not been to the Hope to Hope Conference before, I want to give you a little backstory this morning in the first session as we kick it off. This conference is near and dear to my heart in a really big way, and that is almost 17 years ago, my oldest son passed away. And of course, I was devastated, and I grieved, and as is normal, as is to be expected. But I also realized that instead of grieving his loss, I could actually celebrate his life. And so there was a shift. There was a big shift in there that I learned how to celebrate by serving. Celebrate his birthday, his death day, his life just in general. So this is what this conference came from. Something so terrible, but it turned into something so beautiful, because I believe that we all go through things. Some things we inflict on ourselves, some things, are inflicted on us. But I think we need hope. We need the hope that we're going to make it through whatever it is we're going through. And I think that that's not a one-time occurrence in our life. I think it's something we need to hope, and then we need hope again for something else, and then we need hope again for something else. In our past Hope to Hope conferences, we've had people who've lost loved ones. We've had people who have been bankrupt. We've had people who have lost businesses. We've had people who were in child custody. Their parents were actually murdered. We've had
suicide
and
drug addiction.
Yeah, we've had all
you name it.
Yeah. And so it's very exciting to me that this is not just business, this is not just personal, this is life, period. This is about the amazing things that can be done even after going through something that was difficult. Miss Connie joined me right in the beginning, because she also had suffered a loss of her husband.
Right.
And her life changed.
Totally.
And so what a fit it was that she hopped on board. And I guess I should say this too. This conference is a no selling and no recruiting. And most people, when they want to go be a speaker, they want to be able to sell, $1 million worth of their stuff. But I'm here to tell you, this is not the platform. This is simply to make sure that everyone who's hurting can either be on live, or, sometimes we've had people go back and find the older ones because they came to a place in their life that they needed it. They didn't even need it when they first heard it. And then they, lost someone in their life, or something happened.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really an amazing thing that I do believe it was God given, because I did have a choice between not getting up and going on. I can tell you, the morning after my son passed away, I was mad at God because the sun came up. Something as simple as the sun came up, but I was mad because he didn't understand that my life was over. Little did I know it was only,
just a different chapter.
But I thought at the time it was over. And so how amazing is it to go and fast forward now? That's the good news. To fast forward from that very dark place in my life and Miss Connie's life.
Absolutely.
And then fast forward to an amazing collaboration of so many amazing people on the Hope to Hope Conference. We've had...
Oh, it's just been phenomenal, the number of people and stories and the inspiration, the motivation. Yeah, and this one is going to be every time they get better and better and better.
Yes. Yes. And I actually am seeing that you guys are commenting. Let me see if I can. And we laugh. I just want to point out, we laugh because I have to be able to see the computer and reach the computer. So sometimes it looks like Miss Connie's sitting in the back seat of the car. And she's little bitty, so that doesn't help. But we are actually in the same, like...
I'm sitting on pillows.
Thank you, Miss Sherry. She says we both look beautiful.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you, Christy Garcia, for being here. Oh, and Kelly Cornelson, thank you. Thank you for being here. You have blessed me so much in my life. And yes, celebrate by serving is something that is not a concept that a lot of people talk about. Like, that is not something that I don't think a lot of people even understand whenever they lose someone, that you need to take some time out. You need to take a time out and be able to grieve and go through the process. But then there comes a point and you'll know when it is.
Yeah, it just happens. It's like one day you say, okay, well, what's next? Yeah. And you have to, sometimes for me, my life went in 180-degree change. Mm-hmm. Some people, it may not be that, but for some of us, like many of us, I know you and I've had conversations of how much your life has changed. My life before Tom died was so different than what I have today, and I'm so grateful for the life I have today.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the common threads through all of the speakers. We'll have 24 speakers on in the next 4 days. I think one of the amazing parts is that everyone brings something different to our picnic. It's like this Hope to Hope conference is a great picnic.
It is.
And everybody brings a part where the entire thing together makes such a beautiful display of grace and of hope and of love and just people giving, because everyone that comes on understands that this is not the platform to sell their wares. This is strictly for serving. It's strictly for letting the world know who you are and where you came from, kind of.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's a super amazing conference. And yes, I know that, like, I founded it and stuff, but it doesn't have anything to do with that. Why I am so proud of it. I'm proud of it because of all the effort it takes to put it on. You know, it has gotten bigger and bigger. The first one, it's a funny story, but the first one was definitely not like this one. It is
not even close.
It has gotten so much better. But I will tell you, had it not been for, and I know she's gonna have a fit at me, but had it not been for Christy Garcia this time, I'm not sure that we would have been able to have shown up and actually done the conference. I have been really busy with a lot of projects, and I had a really big project come to, like, the head of, you know,
the culmination
of this big project. And I was in overwhelm, and she swooped in and took over and got the scheduling worked out and actually put some processes in place that will, like, live on after this one, that I cannot tell her thank you enough. You'll hear me talk about her all throughout, because that's what happens when you're doing something amazing, is amazing people show up. You know, I've heard, and don't laugh at me, because Miss Connie, like, she uses all these big words, and I'm a kindergarten princess. She talks about mindfulness, and she talks about all these things that sometimes I laugh because they seem woo-woo and kooky. But her big words and my big words, or my little words, I am attracting. This conference is attracting. Miss Connie is attracting all of these amazing people because we're showing up to serve.
That's the secret. The secret is to be serving, and then things just start happening that you never would expect it. And I think that's the hardest concept for a lot of people to understand, that if you just stop pushing and allow it to be, you then start receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And the energy of attraction is really strong if you just let it go and let it be.
Well, and this conference is really proof of that, because I did go into panic mode when I realized that, how close the conference was and how much I didn't have done. That's the key to it. I didn't have the stuff done I needed to have done to make the conference amazing. And we don't want to bring you something that's not, we're not trying to fill your time. We're trying to give you hope. And if we're not bringing that, then we don't need to be on here bothering you. And so when Christy came in with her cape, I keep telling her she put her cape on and flew in and took over like the scheduling part, which is a major part. I'm forever grateful.
Christy, great job, and thank you for helping Kim out, because she needed your help a lot, and boy, you really stepped up to the plate.
Yes.
So thank you.
And I don't want anything to be missed in the gratefulness department either, because like Christy Bridges and you both flew in the last conference. We've had all kinds of people like come and participate. And Miss Coni flew in from Vegas to be here in Texas with me for this one. She flew in the last time, and she follows me wherever I go. And that's what it is. She comes and she is she's a believer in this conference as well. And so I guess that's what I think is so amazing about it, is it just means so much to so many. Christy says she's blushing. I love her. And she is definitely one of my biz besties. And that's a forever. She can't get away from us. But she, that's the thing, is she has given us the ability to do this conference well. And
absolutely.
So when you need a biz bestie, that's when you have surrounded yourself with the right people, the ones that aren't just users and takers, the ones that are actually show up and help, and the ones that actually, get down in the trench with you, because I was in the trenches trying to accomplish a lot. And I have a saying that I can't help it. I saw it years ago, and I've got it on my phone. I actually keep it on my phone. But I would rather choke on greatness than nibble on mediocrity. And
I love that.
I love it, but that gets me into trouble, I'm going to tell you. It gets me into trouble in the way that, there are times when I just choke because I'm trying
a little too much.
But it's okay, because that's what is so amazing about, this life, is people like Miss Coni and people like Christy Garcia and Christy Bridges, and I can go down a whole list of people who actually are the reason that Hope to Hope is successful.
Let me just say, because I've participated from the very first one in the Hope to Hope, and I think the most important thing, and the thing that you bring to people, besides hope, is that you help to give them the next step, because you can have hope and not know where the next step is. And with the conference and with the incredible people that do show up, and they show up because you're doing what you're doing, and people want to participate. I mean, I would be very upset if I didn't get to participate. I'd have to come and maybe do something.
Well, and that's another thing I want to point out, is a lot of people want in front of the camera, but the last conference, Christy Bridges co-hosted with me. And Miss Coni came, she still flew in. She still was in the same room with us, but she wasn't on the camera as much as being the co-host, but she was working the social media part, trying to help me answer questions and trying to help do everything. So, I mean, you don't realize, looking at the conference from that side, because it looks simple, like it, we're just showing up. But honestly, there's so much to go into the work behind it, and how much amazing sauce there is that is going on. So I just want to start this entire process with saying how grateful I am for it. And I just wanted to give the backstory of actually why it was started, because it was from loss. It wasn't from like this high place. It was from deciding that I was going to serve, and that would that would be in celebration of my son. So my son would be 30 this year. And wow. I mean, I look and I think the amazing things that have been gifted to me, even from that loss. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you for helping, and thank you for, being with us, and thank you for being on the other sessions. I'm going to tell you today we have the amazing podcaster Young Pratt. We have Lisa Chastain, who was just in O Magazine. We have Mary Jo Stabler, who is like rocking the techie world with her. She does websites, but let me tell you, it's so much more than that. I told her we're going to have to find another name for what she does, because she's brilliant in the entire online business process. And we have Michael Ottma, who is in Australia. That's another thing about the conference, is we have 5 countries represented just this time. He's in Australia, Brisbane. I hope I'm making proud by the way I say it. Brisbane.
Kelly wants to know what your son's name is.
Oh, my son's name, Justin Andrew. Thank you, Miss Kelly. You are so sweet. Very sweet. And then I'm going to actually interview Miss Connie later today too, because she's got a huge thing going on. She's got a project that's just coming to a head also. And, I just want to point out, she has a publishing company. She actually started an entire movement. She's four-time best-selling author. She just has all this stuff going on. So I'm going to actually turn the tables on her like later today. And I hope is that 1, 2. I think that's everybody for today.
Yeah, I think that's.
But let me tell you, you don't want to miss anybody. You don't want to miss the ones that are coming up the next 3 days either.
No.
Because we have quite a lineup, and we are, we're surrounded. I love my princess friends. That's the thing. It's amazing when you're doing things and serving, how many people show up that are just incredible. So anyway, I am so excited. I'm excited you're here. We're not going to keep you this morning in this first session, because we want everybody to get ready for the next one. And please join us at 10:30. I have to get this right. Me and this time zone thing, if you've watched any of the other, like anything I ever do, you understand I have princess problems. And it's 10:30 Central Standard Time. We will have the amazing podcaster, Young Pratt. She is, oh my goodness.
I cannot wait.
You won't want to miss her and what all she has to say. She's my flavor. We laugh and we talk about, if somebody's your flavor. She's my flavor for sure. So I can't wait for that. So join us at 10:30. We're going to let you go have a break. And then at 10:30 Central Standard Time, we'll be back with that beautiful lady.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds great. Can't wait to have you all back.
So I'm here with Coni Meyers of
Crystalline Moment Success Movement and Publishing and Kick Butt Leadership.
And I'm Kim White with the My Sexy Business team. Thank you, guys.